everybody, it's Anya here at ourgabled.home, and in this video I want to show you how you can make a pumpkin sourdough bread pudding. It's really easy to make. It only takes a few ingredients, and best of all, should you ever have any stale bread, this is actually the best use for stale bread. We often go through our bread, so with your homemade sourdough bread, it's hard to imagine that it would ever go stale, but if it ever does, this is the perfect use for a fantastic fall recipe or even for your Thanksgiving table. I have here a freshly baked pumpkin sourdough bread, and it smells, oh my gosh, it smells oh so awesome. And the way to serve it is with vanilla ice cream. This would be a perfect way to serve it, and you can adjust the ingredients. I'm giving you a few options here so that you can totally personalize it. And so let's go ahead and make this together. Started, I turned my oven to 350 degrees Fahrenheit, and now I'm adding about 3/4 cup of pureed cooked pumpkin, or I'm actually using butternut squash, but either one works. Then I'm adding 1 cup of cream. Next, I'm adding 1/2 cup of sugar. We like to use a little less sugar for our recipes. Go ahead and make that as sweet as you like. You can use regular sugar or just like we used coconut palm sugar. Now I'm adding pumpkin spice, 2 teaspoons. If you don't have pumpkin spice, you can add some cinnamon, ginger, cloves, allspice. Adding about 1/4 cup of sea salt. Salt always brings out the sweetness in any recipe. Next, I'm adding about 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I like to use my homemade. Store-bought is absolutely fine, or just leave it out entirely. Next, I'm adding 3 whole eggs cracked right into the bowl. And if you're better than me, you don't drop the eggshell in there, but I just fished it out. And I'm slightly mixing this up. I actually realized that my bowl is almost a little bit too shallow for how runny this mixture is. Just giving it a quick whirl. Set that aside for now. Now I'm taking an 8 by 8 inch square pan. It's not greased or buttered, and put 5 cups of bread cubes in there. Any bread works. We like our sourdough bread. You can use brioche bread, whatever you have at hand. And I didn't put that in the recipe, but we always like to add some chopped walnuts for some extra crunch. But again, feel free to leave those out. And then I'm pouring 6 tablespoons of melted butter right over the bread. And I'm mixing that up a little bit. If you have more time, you can absolutely let the butter soak into the bread a little bit, or just give it a quick stir and then continue with your recipe just like I'm doing here. Dump the bread under so everything sits square in the pan. And over that I'm pouring the pumpkin mixture. And I can see that I've got some pumpkin puree sitting at the bottom of my bowl. So I'm just give it another quick whisk here as I'm continuing to pour it over the bread. To move things along for a little bit, making sure that all the bread cubes are soaked and covered by the pumpkin mixture. And then I put this in my hot oven for anywhere from 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm just putting it right in the middle. And when that time is up, we'll take it out. It smells wonderful. It looks great. And I'm serving it with some vanilla ice cream. It is so good. The ice cream melting right on the bread. Of course, you can totally make this pumpkin sourdough bread pudding with butternut squash. That's often what I like to do because I find that butternut squash has a better and deeper fall flavor and a little bit more earthy than pumpkin that tends to often be watery. I like to steam my butternut squash or my pumpkin, but if you don't have that and if you're pressed for time, you can absolutely use canned, which is always an option out there. And in terms of the bread, I like to make my own artisan style sourdough bread, which is perfect for this recipe. You can buy store-bought, or you can use any bread that is left over, or you can do a combination of breads. So as you can already see, there's so many ways to tweak this recipe and to adjust it. It's not that you have to use one type of bread and you can't use anything else. So go ahead and experiment with a very basic recipe and come up with your own new family favorite. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up. If you're new here on my channel, please hit the subscribe button. I upload a new video every week on Tuesdays. You can also turn on the bell notifications so you never miss another video. Thank you so much for joining me in my kitchen, and I look forward to seeing you next time.